Hello and welcome to the QPoint Demo. QPoint provides instant visibility into all encrypted traffic originating from your backend infrastructure. We can tell you exactly where your sensitive data is going, how much, where it's originating from, and to whom it's destined for. In this case, we have US Social Security numbers that have been discovered being produced by a number of binaries going to our friends at OpenAI, Perplexity, Anthropic, Google, and whatever this is. We do this by installing an eBPF sensor in your environment, typically via Helm or Linux binary, which allows us to see exactly where that traffic is originating from by, for example, executable, container, hostname, namespace, system user, where it's destined for, and what variables or labels were applied in that environment when it was substantiated. For example, container label can be associated with a connection, and then we can, of course, see the connection itself, what we call a payload. In this case, for pagerduty.com, we saw what looks like a 400, and we can inspect the actual request headers here, going to an S3 object store within my environment locally, never touching the QPoint cloud, and we can also see the response body. Obviously, we're missing some things that our friends at PagerDuty need. That allows us great insight, and we can do a number of things with this sort of X-ray vision. First and foremost, we can alert you to certain circumstances. So we see something sketchy going on with a root user connecting outwardly. We can identify, things changing, new vendors coming online. We can also show you things like, new locations, so new countries. If, for example, you don't expect to see any data going to Japan, but we're seeing it on the map, we can then drill in, and I can show you, this is Amazon AWS. Looks like this is coming from Java, and drill in further and go, determine exactly why this data is traversing there. All of this is available without instrumentation, so we are not an APM tool which needs to be, coupled tightly with your applications via SDK, and it allows us to very quickly create a scorecard of what's happening in your environment. So if things are changing quickly, or for example, we're seeing root connections to new LLM providers or new countries, there's a number of ways that we can alert you to the fact that something has changed or something is happening that shouldn't be. As we saw earlier, we can also classify the data that's being transferred either externally or across different boundaries, VPCs, for example, within your environment. If you're looking for a specific kind of data, we can scan the payloads themselves and let you know when things are moving around. Last but not least, what I've been focused on here is the QPoint Cloud. This is an optional aspect of the platform. You could also use this in a local-only version. This is what we call DevTools. This is designed to emulate Chrome DevTools. And the idea here is it's hosted directly on the sensor itself. And so you can install the sensor, get access to it locally, and then see, for example, what exactly is happening in your environment, emulate the requests via curl, as well as, again, get full attribution to the process that's substantiated, as well as all those environment variables we're extracting. If you'd like to learn more, don't hesitate to reach out to hello@qpoint.io. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.